All right, so we got, your typical you get knocked out of the playoffs and then a couple days later you all have to show up and talk about, things you probably don't want to talk about. Contracts, injuries. You know how it goes. Huge shout out to Gabby Shirley and Chris Kren for all of the coverage. So let's start with the injuries because, as usual, it's a long list. So, Eric Chernak, a shoulder AC joint sprain that occurred in Game 2 against the Panthers. Glenn Denning with a dislocation in his shoulder and a labral tear. Hagel, a glute strain in Game 3. All right. Johansson, we know he's been out for a while. Kind of wondering exactly what's going on there. Finally got that. A quad tear that occurred on March 30th. Tyler Mott, a broken ankle. Perbix, a shoulder AC joint sprain that occurred in Game 1. Radish, an abdominal left hip iliac crest contusion from a cross-check in Game 3. Okay, we know he did not play in that last game. And Shiri, a ruptured tendon on his finger on December 30th. So it's expected. I mean, nothing really here is some crazy news. It's always impressive to me seeing the injuries that these people play through. Like, it's insane. Mott playing through a broken ankle, scoring a goal in the playoffs, a whole bunch of joint sprains, some dislocations, and a glute strain for Brendan Hagel. As expected, pretty much every single person that went up to the podium was asked about Steven Stamkos, and they all pretty much gave a similar answer. It went along the lines of, yeah, I never really thought about that, but he should be a Bolt for life type of thing. That's just how every single one went. I mean, the positive news is both sides want to get it done. Like, it is confirmed now. I feel like we all had a feeling that was the case. I don't understand why you would want to let Stamkos walk unless he's asking for an astronomical amount of money that the Bolts just don't have. But it is confirmed now. So Stamkos said that he did have a short conversation with Julian Breezewall after the game. Breezewall then reached out to Stamkos' agent, and they've had some discussions, talked some things out, and Stamkos has yet to hear what those discussions were, but it's a start. You got to lay a foundation, move from there, and hopefully we can see a deal get done. The next question there for Stamkos was, are you confident that a deal will get done? And his answer was, it's tough to answer that when we have not even had a discussion yet. As I said, it was just the agent and Breezewall talking. Stamkos was not brought into those conversations yet. So we will have to see what those discussions were. Like I said, excited that we're going to have those discussions hopefully soon, and we can go from there. So it's positive news. Obviously, it's just the process for a GM and an agent to talk, but both sides wanting to get it done, it makes me comfortable. And Stamkos is just, he is the Lightning. He embodies the culture, the community, and he understands that now too. So Stamkos on what is important to him in regards to his next contract. This is an amazing quote from Stamkos, basically saying, at the end of the day, to him individually, winning is what fuels him, and being part of a winning culture fuels him. He says the Lightning, obviously, have that. But circumstances have changed from his last contract. He now has deep roots in the city. He had roots last time, but he has deep roots now. And, a family being raised in Tampa. And with that, it's not really just his decision anymore. There's other circumstances outside of just Stamkos the individual. He says there were different factors than there were the last time he was going through a contract situation, but nothing has really changed in terms of my mindset and where I want to be and play. And that's here. So that certainly has not changed. Boom. Boom. Come on. I'm about to break the 91 out of the closet. Come on. It's a lot of Stamkos stuff, guys. As expected, It's a lot of Stamkos stuff. But these are good. These are all good things. The next topic went to Stamkos on considering accepting a lower salary to stay here. This is my captain. This is my captain right here. So he goes on to say, I think that has been a part of everyone's thought process in the core group of guys that we have had here in terms of what guys have taken over the years to stay here. I understand the tax advantage of Florida and that type of thing. Cooch is making $9.5 million a year. That is probably grossly underpaid in terms of what guys are getting now. Vasi, Pointer with 40 or 50 goals every year. You look at Matthews, what did he sign for? $13.5 million or something. Hedman is making under $8 million. That is grossly underpaid. If you look at what he has done, that is what everyone has done here, and that's why we have had the success, and that is why it's been the way it has been for this organization. I think that itself, it's a testament to the management and how they want to build a team first and foremost. Pretty much just saying, I think that's the way it's always been here. That is my captain. Not literally saying and showing his cards, yes, I'm going to take a cheaper contract to stay here, but saying it's kind of the way it's been here, and that is why I have 2 rings. It's just the way things kind of go around these parts. Hedman getting in on the whole continuing life as a Tampa Bay Lightning player. He goes on to say he wants to retire as a Bolt. So he was asked about him and Stamkos, playing with one franchise for their entire careers, and he pretty much said, that's all we know. It's been me and him for almost half of his life, which is crazy to think about, but at the end of the day, it's a business, and there are some things that are out of his control, but hopefully we can get something done in the summer. But my plan is to retire as a Bolt, and hopefully that will come true. Hedman right there with Stamkos, like deep roots in the city, deep roots, and just a guy you never, ever want to see in a different team's uniform. And then on to Julian Breezewell, who obviously has his work cut out for him this offseason. He's going to have the cameras on him, the microphones in front of him, the pressure on him, not only from the city, but the nation is watching. What are you going to do with Stamkos? What are you going to do with a guy that deserves to be in this uniform in this city for his entire career? So pretty much the same story. It aligns with what Stamkos said. He said, I briefly met with Stammer when we landed after Game 5. I spoke with his agent yesterday. It's obviously a priority to see if we can get this done. I am very hopeful. So there you go there. Stories align. He's hopeful. Stamkos is hopeful. Hedman's hopeful. Everyone is hopeful. As for John Cooper, he was more of the coach speak. Just a whole lot of nothing. He's it's not really his job to keep Stamkos. It's not really. It is not his job to keep Stamkos on the team. Obviously, he wants Stamkos to stay on the team. But he was asked about the elephant in the room, obviously the elephant being Stamkos, and he said, I don't know if I'll call it an elephant in the room. I think on the outside, it gets looked at more than what we feel on the inside. So there's more speculation than what is going on with us. So I would say the same thing. I don't think I could agree with the notion that there is no one inside the locker room feeling like, whoa, this could be Stamkos' last season, or this was his last season type of thing. I don't think I can agree with that notion. Like, the guy's been here so long. It has to slip in your minds a little bit, but absolutely I 100% agree. All of the noise on the outside, that is way more than what is going on inside of the building. Obviously, ESPN, TNT, Sportsnet, all of these outlets just overblowing every little thing because it's Stamkos, well-known player, probably is the best captain of this era. Got to get your headlines. But yeah, those are the big stories. That's the Stamkos update. There are a bunch of other quotes. I'm not going to sit here and read and read and read and read for you guys. Gabby Shirley, Chris Kren on X, Twitter, whatever you call it now. Great on them. There's Sergachev that goes into how he feels really fresh and how he really wanted to get back during the playoffs for his team and how he plans on skating earlier than he normally does during the summer just to get his feet on the ice because he's had so much time off while everyone else has been playing, so he needs to get ahead of the game in that area. There's Vasilevsky, who didn't have too much to say, but he did make a joke sort of about his injury. First saying he felt, on and off inconsistent all season long, which I think we all could agree with. There were plenty of games where you're just like, that doesn't seem like the usual Vasi, the Vasi that we all know. So he kind of admits to that and goes on and jokes to say, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing any squats this offseason, which is how he injured his back last offseason. So there's your post-season interview, press conference, whatever you want to call it. It's the offseason now. Every day. From here till summertime, it's a great day to sign Stamkos. Just wake up in the morning and tell yourself, it's a great day to sign Stamkos. Let's get it done, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments down below. Anything else that I may have missed, because there were a lot of interviews that occurred. So leave your comments down below. Please like and subscribe, and go Bolts.